Thank you for listening. Take over. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Felix. Good morning to you all, afternoon, or wherever over the world. Introducing Google Workspace for us. The pandemic has sped up digitization in all aspects of our lives. It's changed how we visit the hospital, how our kids learn in school, and how we connect with colleagues and family members. And it's made the future of our work our present, giving us the unique opportunity to transform our organizations. As such, individuals, organizations, and governments require flexible and innovative tools that will make them more productive. That's where Google Workspace comes in. Nearly half of the world's population is already using Workspace. It provides the platform to connect, create, and collaborate, thereby empowering your team to work effectively together. Also, flexibility is foundational to Google Workspace. Of course, Google Workspace provides the opportunity for us in this fast-paced world. More collaboration requires more security, and Google Workspace provides zero trust security. It has the best-in-class, intuitive, and integrated tools that will help maximize the team's productivity, one of which is Sheets. And today, like as I mentioned earlier, we'll be exploring some exciting functionalities, features, capabilities of Google Sheets. These are some of the products of Google Workspace. We have the Google Drive, which we are familiar with. We have the Google Mail, which most of us are based on our Android device, and of course on iOS as well, which makes decision faster, face-to-face, and allow us to store and share files in the cloud. Before we go further, we'll quickly run us through the first poll to get the feel of our participants. And it has been earlier mentioned that we had a session, the September session, which covers Google Docs. So we want to know how many of us participated in the last training session that we provided in Polarity Limited on Google Docs. So we have about 1 minute to complete the poll, just a yes or no question. It will be popping on our screen now. Let's click on that. We can go to our Meet here. Once we click on these activities, we'll see the poll and we'll fill in the answers. So about 30 seconds to go. About 20 seconds. So let's participate in the poll. We'll see it at the bottom corner of our screen. Once we click there, we'll see under the activities, we'll see the polls, click on the polls. So I will go on the training session. If you have any question, you can drop it at the Q&A session of the Meet, and also put in our chat box. About 50 seconds to go on the poll. Five seconds so that we can move on to our training. I will have the opportunity to fill the poll questions, see if we have not been able to do so now. Once you click on the activities button on the screen, we'll click on our poll. So now, talking to us about Google Sheets. Why Google Sheets? We have several traditional spreadsheet applications. We have Google Sheets, we have Excel, we have IBM, others like that. But why Google Sheets? One of the features of Google Sheets is that it's device independent. We can access our Google Sheets on any device, whether we are using a mobile device, a laptop, a desktop, or a smart TV. Anywhere once we have access to the internet, whether we're in transit, we're in the sky, we're in water. So far we have access to the internet, just log into our Google account and we'll have access to our sheets. And we'll have the opportunity of continuing from where we left off, whether in the office or anywhere. So whether you are planning a project or analyzing financial figures, sheets make it seamless for teams to work together. Easily add collaborators to the project, see changes as they occur, receive notifications for edits that happen while you are away, and of course, while you are in transit. And you can chat with colleagues in the same document. You don't need to, save and attach and other things. While you're on the same document, you can collaborate, chat with colleagues, and do several things. All changes are automatically saved as you make them. You don't need to worry about, oh, I didn't save the last edit, my system went off, my system got crashed, and I was making some analysis. You don't need to worry about all those. They get saved automatically. And with offline access, you can create, view, and edit files wherever and whenever you are. Immediately you have access to the internet, it will sync and you get the updated version. And you can work. Sorry, 1 second, please. I think my screen, can see my screen now. Okay. I was talking about the Google Sheets in terms of frictionless collaboration and information sharing. We can do this and access our file while offline and automatically sync where we have access to the internet. Also, we get insights fast, powered by Google Artificial Intelligence. This Google Sheets empowers everyone across the organization to uncover valuable insights from data. Formula acceleration saves time and mitigates errors by surfacing relevant formulas as you type. But even an easier way to navigate your data, you can click on the Explore button to see trends and customizable visualizations. Or you can simply type the question into the Explore and have the Google Artificial Intelligence retrieve the answers that you need using a natural language. You don't need to memorize any SQL language. You don't need to memorize any formula. What you do is to do just to type in your natural language, which is English, to ask the question you need on the data. You put in the data and you get your answers. One other feature is it works seamlessly across Sheets and Excel. You might be worrying that, oh, I've been using Microsoft Excel for a while. How do I transit? Google Sheets does this. It opens up a new ways of collaborating so that you can worry less about having the right version of file. And of course, it focuses on bringing your best ideas to life. Seamless compatibility with Microsoft files, including many of the keyboard shortcuts we rely on. We're familiar with Ctrl S, save, Ctrl V, paste, Ctrl X, and other shortcuts. This also works on Google Sheets and more, many more for you on the Google Sheets, more than informational application. And so it reduces friction of working across multiple platforms. So once everything is in the drive, you can access them on the sheet, and to reduce moving from one application to the other, opening this and opening that. For everything is within one place for Google. Another key feature of Google is that it maintains enterprise-grade security. With Sheets, your content is continuously protected by one of the world's most advanced security infrastructures. We mentioned Google Zero Trust Security earlier on. You have this to trust your data is secure with about 99.9%. And many permissions to individual level because these Google Sheets have access to role-based level. You can do individual level, group level, or even domain level access. You can set expiration dates on your content. You can disable options to download, copy, or print for specific collaborators. Because you can have several collaborators on your Google Sheets, you can restrict everyone to a particular role. Some might be able to view the data alone, some might be able to download, some might be able to print, and some might just for them to view. Maybe they can't do any other thing aside this. And of course, you can use data loss prevention controls to keep the sensitive data safe. Another interesting feature with Google Sheets is that we can analyze data from multiple sources, including BigQuery. You can be worried about, like for example, the telecom sector, which we work for MTN. Telecom sector, you can have as much as billions of records. How do you manage this? Google Sheets is there to cater for that. It works with BigQuery. It provides all the tools that you need to analyze, visualize, and get insights from this data. Additional APIs and connector tools can help you process data from multiple sources. And with connected sheets, you can analyze billions of rows of BigQuery data in sheets without requiring any SQL knowledge. For example, Excel can only do about 1 million, maximum of 1 million rows and 16,000 columns. But with connected sheets, you can access billions of rows of BigQuery using this. And you ensure that a single source of truth for data analysis without exporting your spreadsheet. And on this feature, finally, we mentioned building custom solutions. Google Sheets offers you the workflows, speed up workflows by building business applications and automations using app sheets. This app sheets allows you to build custom applications on top of sheets without writing a code. It's a no-code application, just a natural language. You configure the application and you have it on your device. So you can do that using add custom functions or app scripts. Now, going to the focus area of our training session, we have 3 focus areas that we want to take us through among several functionalities, capabilities of Google Sheets. But we just selected these 3 for the sake of training. One of them, first, is Explore tool. We see how the Explore tool works, what it provides us, and how we start to use it. And of course, we give us opportunity of working together. Also, we have the dashboard, which is very, very essential to the executive management. If they want to, that their role is just to visualize the process of the organization of the company. You need to understand the progress, what has been done, what is left over, and other things will take us through. And finally, we will have mentions and links. So I will switch my screen now. So the data I have already prepared, we see how the data is being structured. We will work on that using all these focus areas. So this is the first data that I will be using. I named it Google Sheet training data. This has been prepared in my Google Sheet. And of course, in case we want to prepare our own, you just have to go to your Google Drive, click on New, and then you get to your Google Sheet. You prepare your structured table like this. Or we can use any table. This is just a sample, and this is the information about Nigeria to the local government level. You can see the column heading, we have the state name, state code, LGA code, male and female, and all that based on gender and also age ranges. So the first thing we'll go through is the Explore tool, like you have mentioned. So with this data, this is my Explore. Explore is here, and Explore gives us the opportunity of querying our data without any SQL knowledge, any SQL language. You can ask questions about this data and we'll get our answers right away using English. So let's click on this Explore. These are Explore. So we just click on this, ask about this data. The first thing I want us to try is, let's say we have the data about Nigeria LGA based on gender and age range, like I mentioned. Let's try ask this question. Top 5 LGA based on male population. There are some syntax here that you must make sure they are available in your data. For example, this male pop is a column in my data, and also this LGA is a column in my data. So others are based on that, but you must make sure that you represent the column heading correctly while asking the question. So once you click enter, automatically you have the answer to the question. You can see top 5 LGA based on the male pop. You can see that this is the response. The highest number of male have them in Alimosho local government. Alimosho local government. Also, we have Abuja municipal, which is. So we can now, if we are to do this in our conventional spreadsheet application like Google, like Microsoft Excel, this is the formula that we need to memorize. This formula. Once we memorize this formula and type it in our formula bar, then we'll get the same response. But we can see this straightforward artificial intelligence functionality that Google Sheets offers us. Just type in the question using our natural language, and we'll get the answer that we need. Then you can represent this tab, this result or answer in several ways. You can go to chart here. You can see the chart. And you can insert this chart into any application that we are working on, whether it's Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Slides, or even Microsoft Word, Excel. You can insert it anywhere by clicking on Insert here. Automatically, we can see. You can also customize this data, this result to any of our format based on color, title, anything, whatever. We can do the customization, and we can change the chart type as you want. Maybe scatter plot, column charts, pie charts, line, and as we give it fit. So we can do that. And one good thing Google is doing for automatically, as we have created made this query on this data, we have the sheet created for us automatically. You can see when I click on this page, it's giving me the answer that I asked for in the data. You can see, and look at the formula that we were meant to memorize how to arrive at this answer. So it has done that for us. Let's try another. Let's delete this and try another query. Let's say, what percentage of Abia, that's Abia State, is male? Press enter. You can see this is the question and see the answer. It says share of male for state underscore name is Abia out of all male in Nigeria. That means Abia State's male population is just 1.8% of the entire population of the entire male population in the country. You can see, and like I did earlier, you see the formula that we were meant to memorize before we could arrive at this. But you can do this on the go, whether you're on your mobile device, like I mentioned, on your laptop, desktop, anywhere. It's very, very interesting and seamless, and it assists us in collaboration. You can send this to your team members to do the same thing. So once I'm done with this explore, I will request for some email address to be put in the chat box here. So the first 5 mail address that I received. So let us put our mail address in the chat box. I will pick the first 5. Then I will add them collaboratively on this data. We can also do the same thing. I will share this data with you without even being in my organization. Looking at the security, I can give you the permission to come online on this data and edit. If it's for you to view alone, it will be restricted. But as the security of Google Sheets, I can allow you to come on board, do your editing. I'll also try out this export soon. So let's put our mail address. The first 5 mail address that I see in the chat box are those that I will copy and share this data with. So that is the answer to this response. You can see. So let's try one more question before we go. Let's say highest number of, now let's pick any of the age ranges. Let's say female between the age of 15 to 19. You see, it's giving me the option because this is sample of my data. To be sure that I'm typing the column heading correctly, it's bringing the option for that. I just click on that and I click on enter. Automatically, you see top 15. So you can see the answer now. I'm having it here. So that is, so we can just do this and your natural language will get answers to this. Let me now pick the first 5 mail addresses I can see in the chat box. Okay. I'm picking this. So this is how to share your data with your team members or any person you want to collaborate with on your data. You click on share here. It will show you the list of members that are already on this data or that have been shared with. You can see the list of members, and I want to add new members. just paste the email address that I copied now. Jonathan, Johnny. So just click on that. Let me copy others. That's number one. The number two. I paste that. Number three. I paste that. And number four. Thank you. And the fifth one, sorry, I won't take more than 5 so that we can move on. We still have 2 more functionalities to display. So what I just need to do, if I want to send them message regarding this data, I can just say, thanks for joining. Kindly This is one of the security features we have on the data. It's saying I'm sharing outside my business, and I'm going to say share anyway. And I can decide to change their role from editor. So I've shared with you, you can check your email, your mobile device, anything, you're going to receive a notification. Once you do that, just click on the data and you will have this data on your screen to do the same thing I did, the explore tool. So, and if you can click or share back at the share session, you can determine the role of each of the collaborators. You can change them from editor to viewer or commenter alone. So let's move on. So we can do that while we have access to the data. Let's move on to the second functionality, which is dashboard. For the sake of our dashboard, I prepared this data for the engineering sector. It contains project information, project types, name, project manager, status of the project, and also the completion status of the project. So all we need to do is this. Let me show us the okay, let's give about 1 or 2 minutes to practice on this data before I move on to the next slide. So I can, like I mentioned, edit the role of anybody and permission will be updated. But everyone here now, they are editors. You can edit the data. So I want you to come online once you receive this notification, especially those files that I shared it with. Come online, see what you can do and explore and get the results that I got earlier. So what you just need to click on explore here. Once on this explore, just click on ask about this data. That is there. We even have options, given suggestions that Google have provided using the Google Artificial Intelligence. Histogram of this, let's try that. So we have, see, the histogram of female between the ages of 35 and 39. You can see. So you can insert the chart, you can change this from histogram to another thing. And see the formula that we are meant to memorize before we could arrive at this answer. But Google Sheet have provided that function that, to be seamless for us. Okay, let me add about 3 more mail addresses. Let me add this. Let me add this. And automatically Google will be confirming that the mail address is correct, whether in Yahoo Mail, Hotmail, Google Mail, any other mailing platform. Once you type in the email address here, Google will confirm that it is correct and it exists. And the last one for the training. So you click on send, and you see that the role is for them to edit. I can make them just to view or just to make comments. Kindly explore. Thanks. So it's telling me that they are not in my organization. Of course, I can share anyway, and I can decline. So they have been added, and they can come online. So kindly come on board on that data to. But while we do that, I can move on to the next functionality that we discussed, which is the dashboard creation. Okay, I see someone else come online. I have Mo here. You can thank you. I have Ayobami. Let's try and do the explore at our hand, and of course, we'll see what we can achieve together. And if I click on anybody's name here, it will automatically take me to the cell or tab that they're actually working on. So that's one of the functionalities of Google Sheet. So moving on to the next functionality, which is the dashboard creation. I mentioned that it is useful extensively to the executive management or the project managers or anybody overseeing or wanting to have a good visualization of the progress of a particular task, whether a project or you are receiving mails as the HR department, or receiving mails from the customers, your clients, your staff members, you want to see how the data is updating and see the general information about it. It's useful. And of course, the engineering section, engineering sector, that you need to understand the progress, which is data I'm using now for the engineering sector. You need to understand the progress of the project, other things. At a glance, so you come to the dashboard here. You can see that automatically I can see this at a glance, know what is going on. I can query this dashboard. So how do we get to this stage? And you can also add more functionalities to this. So let's go through it together. This is my data, like I mentioned. So what we need to do first, let's create our scorecard to show the average percentage of completion of the project. The first thing we need to do is to click on this plus, add sheet, and let's name it. You right click on this and click rename. You right click, rename. Let's call this dashboard 2. Once you click on that, first thing we need is the scorecard of our project. So we highlight the section I want to use as a scorecard, which is the project completion now. You go to insert and click on charts. When you click on chart, the default chart type is pie chart. So we'll change that to under the chart editor, and under the setup tab, we click the scorecard. So once we click that, so we can customize this by changing the title. Come to customize, you click on chart and add these titles, and we say average percentage of project completion. So we can also, do other customization, like changing the font type, text type, color, and other things. You can do that. So we just close this. So click on the right click or come to edit here and click copy. We go to that dashboard tab. Let's give some spaces here for us so that we can add some other things. So we click here and Control V, paste. This is my scorecard. That's the first item I'm adding here. So next item, which is the project status. So let me go back to my data. I can delete this. Project status. Same thing, I have to highlight that column. Go to insert, chart. Yes, automatically it's giving me pie chart. So I can customize this like I did for the other one. Start as and titles, project status. I can do more customization here. I want the border color to be big, the pie chart, border column also. Titles or titles, we do several things as we want to. Font size, auto, I can change this. Okay, like this. So all I need to do just to, you can Control S and you can come to edit, copy here, go to a dashboard and paste. I will be needing more space, so let me just reduce this. This is the number of information that I want to put on this dashboard. Okay, so the next thing I want is this bar graph that will show me the progress of each of the projects. You can see these are the project names. So we want to see the progress of each of the projects at a glance so that we will know the percentage of completion at that time, that we can make our decision on the go without having any issue to call on anyone. Oh, can you send me the status of the project? Can you make me understand why this is this and why this is that? We can just query this dashboard at our end here. So as the executive management, you can make a decision, you can query, you can understand the general status of the project in the organization. So how do we do that? We come back to our sheet and delete this. So all we need to do is just to delete, select the entire column of our data. We can use Control A or click on highlight everything. We go to data and click on pivot table. It's requesting to insert a new sheet and we see create, but we need to modify this data range. It's telling me that the sheet, this pivot table will be created on data within sheet and cell A1 to K11. That means the first cell to the last cell. But for the sake of additional data that will be updated on this plan, on this sheet, we just need to delete the figure for the last cell so that while we are still populating this data, automatically our pivot table will be updated as well. So you just need to click on create pivot table. Now we are there. So what we need to do is under the column, the row, we add project name. We can drag this or we can click on add. Once we add the project name, we can also add project completion. So we just need to uncheck the show totals, uncheck this. And because of the header, we can hide this row. So we have this now to prepare our bar graph now to show the progress of the project. I have this formula prepared here and I will explain the formula to us, but let's copy and paste it there and see. Copy. So the progress bar is actually a spark line functionality within Google Sheets. So that is where we are seeing this spark line. And also we have to indicate which cell is it going to use for the data. Is it the project completion cell or the column or the project name column? So we indicate that starting from B3. B3, okay. You can see that automatically it's highlighted on that B3. There is saying chart type or part of the command for this bar, and also we have to see indicate that it's a bar chart, and also maximum number is 1. That is meaning within 0 and 1, and that's within 0% and 100%. So once you click on enter, you can see this is 75%. So what we can do is see that we double click on this edge of the cell, or we drag it to the end of our column. You can see now, this full bar shows that the project is 100%, and this less than half is showing that it's 30%. Now we need to now export or take this to our dashboard page. All we need to do is just to copy this, right click to copy, go to our dashboard, come here, I will control V. So let's do that again. To have it as a pivot. So we just need to hide these two columns. We don't need them. Hide them. So we have this, and of course, like you did, so we can also hide this as well, and hide the role. Yes, so we have this. You can modify it, you can customize as you want. I want us to have an even style here. Okay, so we have that project. But now let us insert the query functionalities on this, how we can query this dashboard as an executive management. So you go back to the data where you've already highlighted the entire data that you have in the sheet. You click on data, go to slicer. So this slicer is what you now copy and paste in your dashboard tab. Go to edit, copy, go to the dashboard, and you paste. Take this here. Let's use 3 filters. Of course, the last one. So, and I will show us how this filter works. So we need to set the parameters. All we need to do is to click on this and click edit slicer. So the first one we need is, let's say, project type. Here, let's say project edit slicer project manager. And here, let's say project close. Here you are. So before we do that, let's do our customization. You come to your insert. You can do it as much as you want. I want to view remove grid lines. I want to be a plain background. So click on Control A in the interface. Let's say, let me try this beautifully now. Let's try this color. This is good. So how to do more customization as well, and change this to white like I did for others. Also include this. So we can add more functionalities to this. You can even have the map of the area, whether we are receiving responses as the HR department from different customers, different clients all over the world. We can add the map of the world to this dashboard. As the data is being populated, we are seeing the updated version automatically from where the location resides and where they're filling the form. You see that on the dashboard. So now to query this, let's say I want to see, okay, in the data, we will notice that some of the project managers, one or two of the project managers is handling more than one project type. You can see this is Taufik Eluwale, is handling ITC and also handling a frontline project. So I want to see the project Taufik Eluwale is handling alone. Project manager, I will clear all and select Taufik Eluwale. Okay. You can see automatically, I'm seeing that Taufik Eluwale is handling two projects, frontline and ITC. And of course, they are 50-50. One is completed and the other is on hold. So, and the percentage completion is just 48%. Now, I don't even need for any project manager, I need for the entire organization. I want to see how many projects have been completed and how many. So we just need to select all. Once you select all, you click OK. Now I want to see how many projects we have completed. Projects closed. True. Okay. You can see only 3 projects have been completed in that organization. And which one have not been completed? Let's see. I will say we have this. So among those that have not been completed, we have 28%, 28.6% among them which is on hold, while 71.4% is still in progress. So we can understand which kind of projects are they. Once you click on a project type, you know that, oh, bridge, building, mapping, road, and survey projects are still ongoing or on hold. We can now understand which project managers have theirs that are still in progress. Once you click on this, we click on the all. You see that we have this project manager still having the project running. So you can query this further by featuring with anything that we want to make sure. We can see that we have our response on the go, and it is very so. This sheet alone can be shared with executive management to have access to. We don't need to share this with everybody. Like I mentioned earlier, it is role-based. We can restrict the access that we have on this. This is just a visualization sake. Once you are clicking on this, or once the team members, whether in the field or in the office, is updating this data, automatically your tab here will be increasing. Will be increasing, or will be getting updated. Whether we finish on any of the projects, I want to move on or other ones. So let me quickly go to the last focus area for this training on Google Sheets, which is mentions and link. What this means is that I'm going to use the same data, which is meant for the engineering sector. I want to query Taufik Eluwale, or I want to query Chine, why this project Libra, which is a road project, is on hold as at May 23rd. As at May 23rd, why is it still on hold? I just need to mention Chine or to mention Taufik on this project. I just need to click on that cell, whether the cell of the project status or the cell of the name. What I just need to do is also right click on that cell, go to comments. I want to mention Taufik now. I want to address this particular issue to Taufik alone, and I want him to make his clarification. What I just need to do is just click plus and Taufik. Taufik Eluwale has popped up. You click on that, and if you don't have it in your organization, you can just type that email address. Automatically, it will assign to that person. Just say, why is they? So you can just click on assign to Taufik Eluwale. I click assign. And the good thing about this is that automatically Taufik Eluwale will receive this clarification question in his email, whether on the mobile device, on the laptop, on the smart TV, or any of the smart devices that is using to access his Google products. So with this, automatically Taufik will receive this notification, and within the body of the email, he can respond without opening this data. He can respond by saying it is because of funds, for example, or he mentioned that we add some prior delay, other things, as much as he wants to respond without coming to this. And once they respond within that body of the email, automatically this page will be updated. This page will be updated, and you can just close, say mark as done, that this has been resolved, and you can move on. And if you leave it like this, you can assign several of them. You can say, let me assign this to someone else to say, okay, congratulations, which is a completed project. Let me assign to Femi, I don't be here, say, congratulations. On your role in this project. Assign to him, and automatically he will receive that. It's asking me someone needs to access this file. So I have to make a comment. Yeah. I might mention I don't give access, or I can say give access. So once I click on that, automatically he has been assigned. Once it's assigned, he can make his response, and of course sometimes I will receive it here as well. So we'll see that 2 columns are been. So once I hover my mouse on those cells, I will see that they have been assigned to someone. So that's how you mention people within your. So you don't need to say that you want to save or download this document, send attachment as big as 100 megabytes or thereabout, as attached, and share or send that email to the person to receive and work on them. Also send back to you. That's going to be a long process. What Google Sheet has made easier for us is I'll just mention the person in email, he receive that and make the clarification on the go without any revision. And they can come back to this revision history, to open version history, and know what people have done on this data as far back as the date it was created. You can see that. So, and you can, restore any of the versions that we want to use. So now, moving on the link to any of these cells. For example, looking at this engineering data, I may want to present additional information about this project to my management, or even my team member or my manager or anyone that have access to edit this particular document. Maybe I'm a team member within that team, and I just completed my survey drawing for this exam project. I want to attach the survey plan, which is a drawing which has been scanned on the device or in a soft copy. So this will have been saved on my Google Drive, or I have a third-party link to direct to this particular project name, or just a picture or a URL to this particular project name. I can do that. Once any of the team members come online to this data, they also can access that link, whether the drawing or the URL or additional information. What I just need to do is to click on this Exxon, go to a search link. I can copy the link. For example, for the sake of this training, let me copy the link of our previous data. You just come to the URL, control copy this. Then you right click and click on the search link, then you paste it. Once you paste that, it say apply. So automatically, you see now, I attach this. It might be a survey report that I prepared in Google Docs. I want to attach the link so that anybody coming online, once you see that the project is complete or in progress, you can see additional information by clicking here and opening this in another tab. Or of course, you can even revise the link and do another thing. So like I mentioned, you might have additional information you want to provide on any of the cell within your data. You can do this. You can even attach any file from your Google Drive straight to that project name. So it's very interesting. We can do that on any of our cells. Like for example, the one we share with us, we can attach any information to any of the LDAs here, whether the LDA secretariat picture, so that anybody accessing the data will have a good overview. When it gets to Urban North, you will know that, oh, this is the picture of Urban North LDA secretariat. Then you can attach that link on even driving direction, anything, so as to put more, visualization to that. Once everybody click on that, you feel, oh, this is the secretariat or the route to that LDA secretariat. So looking at this is just few of the functionalities of Google Sheets. We have several to do. And imagine we're working on big data as much as billions of cells. We have a lot of things to achieve from this using our Google Sheet, and automatically they are being updated, saved. And we can see that it's telling me it has been saved 2 minutes ago. So we are going to stop on this for the Google training session. So now looking at other functionalities that we have, other benefits that Google Polite Tech Limited have for us, if you join us. I mentioned earlier that most of us use Google products for free on our Android device using our personal mail. But for a paid version using our business email, Google have provided this product to give us more access to functionalities, to collaborative tools amidst the team, and also to do more. So we provide onboarding service of Google Workspace account, Polaris, and also we call it managed service. And also we train the staff on specialized and specific, even sector-based Google Workspace, both internally and externally. We can tailor the Google Workspace to suit what you do and get the best out of your operation. And of course, you can reduce your timelines, you can save your costs in terms of several things you're sharing. So of course, you don't need to also lose most of your data, which are key to you. We provide discounted payment for our Google Workspace because we are a Google reseller and partner in Nigeria, a certified one. So we can provide you discounted payment for your work if you are not existing user. And likewise, we provide specific periodic updates on our product so that we can be abreast of what is going on in the Google world. Day to day, day by day, Google's adding new features to our product, and so that we can get the best use of our product. So looking at this, it comes to our second poll. We've gone through the training session, and we've seen what providers can provide and more of it to your organization. So the second poll will be popping up on our screen now. Let's try to answer the second poll before we move to the Q&A session. And like Tobias mentioned earlier, we have the opportunity of putting our question in Q&A session. Once we are at that state, we'll read out the question, we'll give responses to it, and we can try these functionalities out at our end. So the question is popping up on our screen now. Let us click on the activities. Like I showed us earlier, you can click on the activities section here, and we'll see the polls. Once you click on that, you have access to the poll questions. I have about 1 minute for this, so I think should be about 30 seconds left. Seconds to the end of the poll. Let's try to fill the poll so that we can have more familiarity about this. We have access to this after the training video, and also we can try these functionalities out at our end there, see the best Google Sheets can provide us. So I will hand over to Toby now for the Q&A session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taufik. Thank you for an insightful and a well-detailed training session. So we'll move on to our question and answer session. If you have any question, please drop it in the chat box. If you are here to drop your questions so that all questions will be attended to. If you need to type, please do so now so that we can attend to the questions. We are waiting for your questions. Please drop them. Okay, in the absence of no question, I guess we do not have any question for now. And we'll move on to our upcoming training for next month. So next month, November, we'll be having our Google Workspace free training session 3, which will be online. And our Map Info Pro version 2021 training, which will be on site. All information regarding this training will be forwarded to our email addresses, and Please feel free to share with your colleagues at work, your friends that you feel that the training beneficial to them, so that we all will have a good time. So at this point, we'll say thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Please enjoy the rest of your day.